Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to go over the 5-out motion offense. I wish all the teams I played on ran this offense, and if I could go back to the beginning of my coaching career, this is the offense I would start all of my teams with. Stay tuned to find out why. Bob McKillop's 5-out motion offense relies on player movements, screens, and reading the defense. And despite not having any top recruits at Davidson, his system has finished in the top 10 twice since 2008. There's a lot to the offense that has made it so successful, and I can't cover it all in this video. I'm only going to cover the basics so you and your team can learn this offense and gain some experience right away. Now let's go over some of the strengths and weaknesses of the 5-out motion offense. The 5-out is a positionless offense, so all 5 players are involved. This means that every player can develop a more rounded skill set. This offense teaches players to read and react to ever-changing game situations, and most importantly, in my opinion, this offense fosters individual creativity and fun. The 5-out does have some weaknesses. It doesn't work very well against a zone defense, and it can expose some of your less skilled players. Those who are poor dribblers or passers are more easily identified. When that happens, defenses will tend to hone in on your more skilled players, making it harder for them to create scoring opportunities for themselves in this offense. Lastly, if the defense decides to sag in the paint and force you to shoot from the perimeter rather than drive, you'll have a difficult time with this offense if you don't have a few consistent outside shooters on your team. Now let's go over the setup. The setup for the 5-out is pretty straightforward. All 5 players are outside of the 3-point line, 1 player up top, 2 on the wings, and 2 in the bottom corners. Remember, this is a positionless offense, so it really doesn't matter who starts where. Here are some main rules about this offense that you need to drive home to your players. First and foremost is attack the basket whenever possible. Teach your players that when they have the ball, look first to get to the rim and score. Second is pass and move. Once you pass the ball, you can't stand around. You must move. Either cut to the basket, screen away, or set an on-ball screen. And third, you must fill the open spot. Remember these 3 rules to give your team the best chance of success with this offense. Now let's go over the top to wing pass. A top to wing pass can either go to the right or to the left. If a top pass is made to the left, player 1 is going to cut to the basket looking for the give and go pass, then move to the opposite corner if they don't get the ball. Player 2 will move to fill player 1's spot, and player 4 will move to fill player 2's spot. There's a pass and cut to the basket, and everyone moves to fill the empty spot next to them, and we're right back into our original 5-out setup. A few key teaching points here. After the top to wing pass, player 1 should make their cut to the basket in front of their defender. You can sometimes get away with a straight give and go, especially with younger teams. But you want to teach your players to draw their defender to the opposite direction of their intended cut. This small detail can really increase these give and go layup opportunities. And if the top defender starts to overplay and take away this give and go pass, our wing and top players need to make this read and react with a backdoor cut and pass. This is where your players can really build their basketball IQ and be able to make reads at game speeds. Let's see this with all the defenders and rotations. And if that entry pass isn't made, player 1 continues to the opposite corner and players 2 and 4 fill the empty spots next to them. And if the ball's passed from the top to the right, it's the exact same give and go pattern and fill of the empty spots. And of course, if the entry pass isn't made, player 1 continues the basket cut all the way to the opposite corner, and players 3 and 5 fill the empty spots. Now let's go over the wing to corner pass. When the ball is on the wing, the first look is to pass to the corner. Wrong, just seeing if you're paying attention. The first look is always to attack the basket. Now, that doesn't mean drive every time, but if you know you can take your defender and get to the rim, that should be your first look. Now with a wing to corner pass, the wing is going to pass and cut to the basket, looking for the return pass, and cutting all the way to the opposite corner. Player 1 will fill the empty wing, player 2 moves to the top, our corner moves up to fill the empty wing, and we're back in our 5-out setup. We're still looking for this give and go action with a V cut to the basket, and everyone moves to fill the empty space beside them. Now let's go over the corner to wing pass. With the ball in the corner, our first look is still to drive to the basket if we can beat our defender off the dribble. I caution players against drives from the corner because of the added defender of the baseline. That's your call as a coach and as a player. Now when the corner to wing pass is made, we're still looking first for that give and go pass from the wing. With hard cuts looking to receive the ball, you should get plenty of scoring looks just from the give and go. When there's a corner to wing pass and the give and go isn't open, player 5 returns to the same corner and we are back in our 5-out setup. Here's what that looks like. Remember, all the same main rules apply. Look to attack the basket, move after a pass, and fill the empty slot. And it's the exact same rotation from the other side of the court. Now let's look at the wing to top pass rotations. When a pass goes from the wing to the top, we're still looking for that quick give and go scoring option. But if that give and go pass isn't open, player 3 is going to finish the cut to the same corner and player 5 rotates to fill the open spot. All the same main rules apply. Look to attack the basket, move after a pass, and fill the empty slot. Hey, we're about to jump back into the video, but I have 2 quick questions for you. Do you want to increase your influence with your players? Do you want to maximize your limited practice time without losing the fun? If you said yes to those, then mastering time is key. Doing a practice time audit showed me exactly where my practice time was going and where it was being wasted. Animating my plays, like the one you're watching now, is the only thing that gave me more time to practice and be more intentional about connecting with my players. As a young coach, I spent so much time thinking about what's going to make the biggest impact on the next game. Is it going to be defense, ball handling, passing, offense, and inbound play? Experienced coaches know that when you have trust and connection, that actually impacts and raises everything else. And those 2 things require time. If you're ready to tackle both, check out the resources that I've created in the description below. If you like this, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. Now, back to the video. Those are the basic pass and rotations for this offense. Once you've got the basic movement down, you can add other options like screening away. Let's start with a top to wing pass. After the pass is made, our top player will screen away for the opposite wing, who will cut to the basket looking for a pass. Once the wing player uses the screen and makes their cut to the basket, our screener is going to rotate back to the top. The corner is going to move to the wing, and if our cutter doesn't receive the pass, they will rotate out to the same side corner. Here's what that pass and screen away rotation looks like. Player 2 continues to the corner. Player 1 and 4 fill the empty slots, and we're back into our 5-out setup. Some options when the ball gets into the middle area are drive to the basket if you've got your defender beat, or kick it out to the perimeter for a shot or reset of the offense. You can also screen away with a wing to top or wing to corner pass. With a wing to top pass, our 3 player goes to set a down screen on player 5's defender and player 5 makes a V cut to the basket. With a wing to top pass, our 3 player goes to set a down screen on player 5's defender and player 5 makes a V cut to the basket. From here, we can look to get the ball inside for a finish at the basket or look to kick it out to the opposite corner or wing. And if we can't make that pass, player 3 will rotate back out to their spot on the wing and player 5 moves out to fill the corner spot, and we're right back into our 5-out setup. With a wing to corner pass, player 3 will screen away to player 1's defender and player 1 will cut to the basket looking for the pass. A wing to corner pass is made and player 3 screens away. Player 1 draws his defender inside, then uses the screen to make a cut to the basket looking for the ball. If we can hit an open player 1 coming off the screen, you'll have some wide open layup opportunities. And if the defense collapses, you'll have outlets to the corner and wing. And if we can't make the entry pass to player 1 on the cut, player 1 continues their cut to the opposite corner, our corner moves to the wing, our wing fills the empty spot up top, and player 3 moves back to the wing. Remember, these aren't set plays. This is just following some simple rules of move and pass, attack the basket, and proper spacing. Keep in mind that the more you add to this offense, the more complicated it can get. Start with the basics, then add more as your players become more comfortable. It's important that coaches communicate honestly to their players about their strengths and their weaknesses so that everyone on the team is aware. It seems like it might be obvious to everyone what each other's strengths and weaknesses are, but we've all played with that person who thinks they're a better shooter or dribbler than they really are. Open and honest communication can help to avoid that and keep everyone on the same page. Before we move on, let's review some of the main rules. Attack the basket whenever possible, and pass and move. So far, we've gone over the basket cut, the screen away. Now let's look at some on-ball screening action. On-ball screens can create some great pick and roll opportunities in this offense, especially with the floor so widely spaced away from the basket. It can also introduce a lot of confusion for your players if they aren't on the same page. Make sure your players know how and when to run a pick and roll, and also with whom. That's probably one of the most important ones. You don't want to set an on-ball screen for your bigs outside of the three-point line if they're not comfortable putting the ball on the floor from that spot on the court. First, let's look at the top-to-wing pass. When the top-to-wing pass is made, the on-ball screen is set for our wing player to attack the basket. If player 3 is able to get to the middle area here, they'll have to read the defense and decide if they want to attack the rim or kick it out to the perimeter players. There's also the option to pass and set an on-ball screen. Basically, the options here can be endless if you understand and know your strengths, your teammates' strengths, and understand how to play the game rather than memorizing set plays. And with a wing to corner pass, you'll have similar looks coming off that on-ball screen to finish at the rim or kick it out to the perimeter. It's almost guaranteed that your opponent will start to overplay and try to anticipate these passes with this offense. Recognizing backdoor opportunities takes experience and great nonverbal communication between the passer and the cutter. Whenever the defense is overplaying or trying to deny a pass up top, look for the backdoor cut to the basket. A V-cut toward the ball, pass fake, and good lead pass are the small but necessary details that make a backdoor play successful. This is actually teaching your players how to play the game by reading and reacting to situations at game speed, and that's the best part of this offense in my opinion. The last option I want to show you is for your bigger players who are great at sealing their defender inside and scoring around the basket. It's really important that all your players know their strengths and weaknesses. That way everyone on the court can spot matchup advantages for your bigs and look to get them the ball where they have a good chance of scoring. Here we are in our 5-out setup with our post player at the top. Player 5 makes that top to wing pass and basket cut in front of their defender. Instead of continuing to rotate to the opposite corner, player 5 seals their defender on their back and looks for an entry pass from the wing. Make sure this entry pass has some speed on it and deliver it as soon as the post player has their opponent on their backs. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe and hit the bell notification because it helps out the channel a ton. I really hope you'll give this offense a try. Like I said, it's probably the very best way to teach your players how to play the game of basketball and have a lot of fun doing it. There's a lot more plays you can check out on my channel. Review this offense again, share it with your team, and I'll see you right away in the next video.